Hey guys, if you're curious what was in my pull box this week, stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome to another episode. This is the weekly comic book review. We're going to go over all the books that were in my pull box this week. It was a small week, only about 3 to 5 books, maybe. Before we get started, though, please, I'd like to invite you to hit the subscribe button. We are doing a 25 subscriber giveaway, Christmas giveaway. I'm going to leave a link in the description box below so you can head over to that video, figure out how you can become a subscriber, how you can enter the Christmas giveaway. But let's get right into it. Whoa, wait a minute, I almost forgot. Mad Dog 2020. We got to get a little hair of the dog, boys. We got to wet this whistle before we go over these books. This is Mad Dog 2020 Island Pineapple. 12% alcohol by volume. Let's give it a taste. Ooh, oh man. Oh, that is so much better than last week, guys. You got to go out and try this. Island Pineapple. Damn, that was good. We got a winner here, boys. I like that. That was good. All right, now that we got the whistle going, let's get into these books. Up first, it's not pick of the week or anything like that, but it was the biggest book that came out this week. Everybody's talking about it. Batman Spawn, Batman vs. Spawn, however you want to say it. Number one, what is this book about? So this book, basically, it is what you think it is. It's kind of a goofy team up between Spawn and Venom. The Court of Owls are involved. They're trying to. There's something with the dead zones involved. You know, they're using the death of Martha Wayne. They're using the pull of Al Simmons to get his wife's soul back. It starts off like you would expect. They're both doing their own things. They kind of come together. There's a nice little fight scene. Batman sticks his fingers right in frickin' Spawn's eyeball. It's pretty cool. The writing is a little hokey because it's Todd McFarlane is the writer on this book, and it finishes up like you would expect as they go through, you know, their trials and tribulations. At the end of the book, of course, there's a cliffhanger with Wanda's looking out the window and she sees the Batman symbol. And then you've got Martha Wayne, and she's in a church, and she comes up on Dan Kilgore, the priest. He's like one half of Haunt. And those are kind of the ending panel. So it appears that there are going to be more of these in the works. The artwork is great. Greg Capullo does wonderful artwork in this book. The coloring is a little dark for me, but you know, what can you expect from a Spawn Batman book? It's going to be a little bit dark. But like I said, the clunkiness of the script, guys, we all know. Todd, the Godfather, the Todd Father, he's a master. He's the best artist. He doesn't write good scripts, and it really comes through in this book. I wouldn't really recommend it to anybody if you're not a Batman or a Spawn fan. So definitely not the pick of the week, but like I said, this was one of the biggest books that came out this week. All right, up next we have The Amazing Spider-Man Dark Web, number 15, legacy number 909. And what is this book about? This is the Dark Web big fall event, right? This has, it's like the clone saga or something going on, right? We've got the clones of Peter Parker and Jean Grey of the X-Men. Peter Parker's clone, Ben Reilly. He's turned into this new villain called Chasm. And guys, a lot of people are poo-pooing Chasm. I like this guy. This writing, Jeb Wells writing Chasm as a bad guy has finally given Ben Reilly, to me, he's given him a purpose in life. I didn't like Ben Reilly before. I hated Ben Reilly before. Chasm, this is a different cat here, guys. He writes him as a great villain to Peter Parker. I love Chasm. Great, great character. We've got, the Goblin Queen. She's turned New York into hell, so all kinds of stuff is breaking loose. Venom is in this book. The Goblin Queen brings in Venom. It's a kind of an older version of Venom. It's the Ed McGuinness, big, bulky Venom. I just want to eat your brains kind of Venom. He's kind of dumb. I think Peter even calls him dumb in the book. Big, dumb Eddie Brock. But they're just based, that's an avenue to kind of keep Peter busy while Chasm's off doing his thing. So this is an event book. This is leading and building up. This is one of the first issues. But a really good first issue. I like this. I like what's going on in here. The colors on this book, the artwork is really good, but the colors are what stands out. Look at these colors on this thing. This is a visually stunning book. Marvel usually doesn't get thumbs up for what they do in their artwork, but this was a visually stunning book. I really enjoyed this book this week, guys. But, you know, I always like Spider-Man, Homer for that kind of stuff. All right, let's see what we got next. Up next is Radiant Black, number 20, written by Kyle Higgins. What is Radiant Black? Radiant Black is a superhero book along the lines of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, okay? You've got the Radiant Black, Radiant Red, Radiant Yellow, that sort of thing. You get the gist. It is a superhero book, but it's a cosmic book as well. In this issue, it picks up right where number 19 left off. From the first panel, we jump right in. Radiant Black, Radiant Red, they're fighting this big, gigantic robot. It's a great fight scene. Radiant Red uses her powers. This is a pretty cool fight scene that goes on. Along the way, we don't know where Radiant Yellow is. Oh, Wendell, he's off in his house. He's trying to figure out a puzzle or a map or something. He's got all these strings going off to different pictures on the wall. So this is a thread. We don't really know what's going on. And that's kind of the thing with Radiant Black. It is that writing is kind of wonky. It's a little hard to follow sometimes. Sometimes it takes you 3/4 of the way you get through the book before you actually know what's going on. I don't know if I like that. I don't highly recommend this book to everybody, and I don't think it's really that popular. I'm just still on it because I started back on number 1, but I would not recommend this book. I get a little bit of enjoyment out of it. That's it. All right, oh man. All right. Time out. Up next, this is a book, guys, I'm not proud of this. Nobody's Girls. This is Nobody's Girls number 1. And actually, this book came out last week. Last week or week before. And I wasn't going to talk about this book because this book is comic book smut. The premise of this comic book is you have old Emmett here. Look at him. He looks like a perv. He's a high school teacher by day. Spends his days looking up girls' skirts. He gets all hot and bothered. He goes home. He stops by and gets his XXX VHS and goes home. While he's watching his porno, there's a splice in it to where this girl here, Lupe, she's been kidnapped, and it's a bondage type thing that's been spliced into the tape. And it takes a weird turn because this young girl who is looking for Lupe, her name's Norma, she creeps in his house. She's watching him, spying on him. I don't know. She's very young. He's an older man. But they team up to go find Lupe. A lot of graphic stuff in this book. It wasn't for me. You know, I got it looking for, you know, I'm trying to justify this. I got it looking for a new indie story to read, right? I knew this was not for me right off the bat. But what happens when you don't tell your LCS to cancel the book? They keep ordering it for you. So, unfortunately, I am now a proud owner of Nobody's Girls number 2. And I think this is a 3-part book. In this number 2, it's really not as smutty as the first one, but still, you know, they're unsolving the mystery. They're getting a little closer to finding Lupe. They run into the Chinese mob, this type of thing. But, guys, unless you are into comic book, porn, and smut, do not get this book if you see it at your local thing. I cannot recommend this. I don't want it in my house. If you're interested, let me know. I'll send it to you. Hit me up in the description. Leave me a comment behind. I'd like to get this out of my house. When we're done here, I'm going to go take a shower just from touching these books, guys. Whoa. But hey, that's all I got for this week, guys. It was, like I said, it was a really small week. Let's just do a little review. Smut. I don't like it. If you want it, let me know. Radiant Black, it was a good book, visually stunning. Don't jump in on it on number 20. You've got to be on this already. The Amazing Spider-Man, Dark Web, number 15. Very good book. That is a visually stunning book. Easy read, easy to follow. Easily one of Marvel's best books. And then Batman Spawn, rounding it out. I cannot highly recommend this book, but if you're a fan of this, you know you got to own it. It's just one of those things if you're a comic book collector. And that's all we have for this week, guys. And keep collecting comics. Just make sure you're doing it the J way. We'll see you guys next time.